Hello and welcome back to Growing Older and Wiser. Today I would like to talk to you about taking risks. I think, and I've observed in my own life and that of other people, that when we're younger we seem more likely to take risks. And as we age, we seem to get a little more conservative in our willingness to jump off cliffs. And there's probably some really good reasons for that, so I'm not criticizing it. However, I am pointing out that I think we reach a point, maybe we don't need to take as many risks. Maybe life changes for us where a lot of the risk taking happened when we were younger and now, we can kind of coast along. I'd like to put out to you that perhaps looking at your life and asking yourself, are there some places where I could take a risk that would bring me great reward? It's a risk, so maybe not, but it could. Or are there places where, I'm just kind of scared at this point. I'm thinking, I'm too old. I can't handle that. If I take a risk at this point to change jobs or retire or whatever, the chances of me having something terrible happen are there. So ask yourself those questions. Now I want to tell you, because I do like sharing, whether it's stories from other people or in my own life, because I like hearing that from other people, so I figure you do too. So if I'm wrong, let me know. Anyway, I recently took two really big risks. As some of you who have known me for a long time know, I wore my hair short for a very long time. And then probably 10, 15 years ago, I let it grow out. And I had it shoulder length for a long time. Moved here to Phoenix, had a hard time finding a hairstylist I liked. But recently I thought, summer's coming. We're going to start having triple-digit weather again. And I think I want to go back to short hair. So I went to the stylist and I said, you told her that. And I said, can you give me something a little different though? I showed her what I used to wear. And so she gave me what she called a wedge cut. And I thought, okay, that's fine. So one of the things that happened that my hair does, that it didn't do before, but as I've aged, it does now, when they cut it short and layer it, it gets really curly. So now I have curly hair. I took a risk that I wouldn't like it, and I still haven't decided. It's only been a week. So let me know what you think. But anyway, that was a minor risk, really. But still, I could have just kept with the same cut, just not being willing to risk that I'm going to look different. I don't even know this stylist. Can I trust what she would do? Those kinds of things. But I did. I took the risk, and so far, I think I'm going to be glad that I did. We'll see. The other risk I took was a huge emotional risk. Again, those of you who have known me for a while know that when I was a teenager of 15, I entered a Catholic convent and I lived there for 5 years and then left because it really wasn't where the universe wanted me to be, and proceeded to live my life. And when I left, the nuns didn't treat me very well. I was shunned for a week or so before I left, and the day that I left, nobody even said goodbye. They just kind of shoved me out the door. My mother came and picked me up, and I was all of like 20. But I did. I kept in touch with the nuns briefly for a while, and then I drifted, and anyway, I didn't stay in touch. But there was a nun who entered when I did. I was 15, she was 16. And I haven't heard from her in years. Why would I? And I decided I wanted to get in touch with her. Now, I was taking a huge emotional risk. Well, number one, was she still in the convent, or had she left, or had she died? How do I know? Number two, even if I could get in touch with her, what if she shunned me? What if she didn't want to talk to me? So I risked a huge emotional rejection that I'd already been through once. I could possibly go through it again. But I decided to take the risk, and boy, am I glad I did. I did find a way to get in touch with her. She called me within 24 hours. We were on the phone for an hour. She and I shared experiences as teenagers that I don't share with anybody else, nor does she. And we did reminiscing, and some of the funny things that happened in the convent, some of the stupid things that happened. And it was just so wonderful. And one of the really wonderful things that came out of that phone call for me was she said that she and some of the other nuns who are still there said I was treated so poorly when I left, that just sending me out there to stand in the rain and wait for my mother while they were all praying in church was rude, it was unkind, and it was the wrong thing to do. I didn't even ask her, she brought it up. Do you have any idea how healing that was for me? To have somebody who was there say they saw me, they saw what I experienced, and to admit that they were wrong. That risk paid off for me big time, and I look forward to talking to her some more. So those are 2 risks that I've taken recently, and I kind of put it out to you. Are there some risks that you could be taking that could offer you some wonderful healing or a positive benefit that could move your life forward in some way? Think about that, and what I would invite you to do, 2 things. In the comment section here, I invite you to share a risk that you did recently take, tell us about it, or share with us a risk you're thinking about taking and kind of say, hey, looking for some support here. The other thing I would invite you to do in the comment section is there something that you could share with younger people about the risks that you think they could be taking that maybe you didn't take? And you're saying, I really wish I had risked moving to blah, blah, blah. I really wish I had risked letting go of that career and going to this one, whatever it is. And say to them, if you're in your 40s or your 50s or your 20s or 30s, whatever age you are, if you're thinking of taking a risk, and if you've kind of looked at it and thought, there could be some real benefit here for me, encourage them to take the risk. Encourage them to do it. I'm sure that it would be very meaningful to them, and not only that, it would be meaningful to you. There you have it. Think about risk this week. Look at the risks that you have taken in your life and congratulate yourself. I'm sure over your life you've taken many risks. Some were positive and some not so much. But congratulate yourself and then look and say, are there further risks I can take at whatever age I am right now? Are there some ways that I can look at taking some risks that maybe could really offer me some wonderful benefit? And then we'll see how this works out, right? Have a great week.